Welcome to a guide to the Farming Simulator 19 Platinum Edition, Part 2, Harvesters, on console, with me, MrSealyp. Welcome to Part 2 of this guide to the Platinum Expansion class DLC, however you want to refer to it. As I said on Part 1, I've been lucky enough to have been given access to this early on my PS4. I got a code from Giants. They've been absolutely amazing and incredibly helpful. Part 1 was tractors. If you haven't seen it, I'll pop a link in the description, or I'll pop a link up now actually. So this is Part 2. We're looking at harvesters. Now, I said in Part 1 I don't have the bonus content yet because I have Season Pass on my actual game. That won't click over until Tuesday the 22nd. So at the moment I've just got the standard ones, and the bonus one I might have to do a bonus edition, I think. So let's start out with forage harvesters. In front of us I've got a class Jaguar. Now this is the class Jaguar 980-930. I've got the 980 version. This is the wheeled forage harvester, and on the front we've got a direct disc 500. It looks fantastic. I collect farm models, tractor models, machinery, harvesters, you name it. One I've been trying to get my hands on is a class Jaguar Terra Track, and I've been desperate to see one in real life, been desperate to find a model of one. So when I was told that in this pack there would be one, oh man, it's just absolutely amazing. But I'm going to start with the wheeled one first. It's a lovely looking mod, really nicely detailed. Looks absolutely awesome. Now obviously this will be found under forage harvesters. I'm going to go through and show you the options first on all of these, then I'll show you them in operation. If I go across to brands, it'll be a little bit easier, but they will be in here under forage harvesters down the bottom there. But if I go across and we go to class, there we go, the Jaguar 980-930. Now for the 980-930 you're looking at 50 slots. It's quite heavy on the slot count. It says 3 there because I've already got a couple of them to test out. We have the option of Mitas. Now I was up at Rickaby in Carlisle, which is a class dealership, and the guy George from the parts department took me out the back to the workshop. They had one of these pulled apart and they were working on it, and it had Mitas on it. I didn't know they kind of came as a standard, but anyway, you can have it standard or wides on the Mitas. We can have Trelleborg standard or wide. We can have Michelin standard or wide. We got options then for the engine: 462 horsepower for the 930, for the 940 516, for the 950 585, for the 960 626 horsepower, the 970 775, and the 980 884 horsepower. It's a beast, but it comes with a price tag. For the 980, the 884 horsepower, that adds 211,000 to the price. Bring it up to 589,000 if you want to get the real big heavy hitter in that. Pipe we can have standard as is, or we can have a large. We can have extra large as well on this one. Can't remember. I'm just thinking of them. Or we can have a short. I'm not quite sure why you would want such a short one. I'm sure there are applications where you would. So it starts with standard. We go large, extra large, and then to short if you want to have a shorter one. So those are your options available. We'll have a look at the Jaguar Terra Track in a minute, but this comes with options. We've got the Orbis 750 and the Orbis 900. These are your corn headers for doing chaffing for silage harvesting. The Orbis 750 is a 7.5 metre, and that will set you back 9 slots. The Orbis 900 is a 9 metre and will set you back 8 slots, 99,500 and 121,500 respectively for those headers. Now these headers will work on both of the forage harvesters. There are no options available other than what you get on both of those. We've then also got the Pickup 300 header, which is 3 slots. That's for picking up your swaths on the floor. So if you mow and you've got everything in a swath, you can go around and collect that up with the forage harvester and put it in the back of something for chaffing if you want to do it that way. And then we've got the Direct Disc 500. That is 4 slots. and that will cut your other crops. So this will cut grass, it will do your wheat, your barley, oats, canola, soybean. If you wanted to use crops for forage, for making chaff, if you wanted to do it that way. There is a header trailer that comes with a direct disc 500 as well. That's 4 slots also. So those are your options for headers across the forage harvesters. Pretty much like the same options you get on all the other forage harvesters in game, but these are the class variants of those. Just to make sure I didn't miss anything new. So what we're going to start off with, we've got the direct disc 500. Obviously you can cut grass. Now one thing I know people are going to ask is, on the back there is a trailer hitch. Will this hook up to trailers? It will hook up to what I call pin hitch trailers, because you drop a pin in through that rather than a ball hitch trailer. There's probably other names for them depending on where you come from, but it will hook up to those. So let's get in and start it up. So the actual harvester itself, pipe in and pipe out. We have an array of lights on there. I like the fact we've got lights on the pipe as well, which make life a little bit easier. Beacons on the top too. If you watched my tractor one, I hope you did, from in-cab, we have a look around in here. We have got the same kind of setup here. If I turn the lights off, we look up there, we can turn lights on, rear lights, main work lights. We can turn all those off, and then we can put beacons on, so you get an indicator from inside, just to let you know if you've got your beacons on. Because I know when I do in-cab stuff, I'm never quite sure. But if I look up there, I can see straight away I've left my beacons on, turn them off, job done. Makes life a little bit easier when you can do that. So this is our view from in-cab. Plenty of glass. That's what I like. It's not all closed in around the back here. There is a closed in bit directly behind the seat, but other than that, visibility is pretty good. Plenty of mirrors. Very cool indeed. So what I'm going to do is back up. Now actually, let's have a look. Can I see that one over the back? I can't, can I? There is a mirror that should show me the hitch, but I can't. It's right on the back there, but you can't actually get a view at it from where I am. That's interesting. Yeah, there's not a good angle on it. Anyway, let's back up. We can hook up to this, like so. And on the front we've got the direct disc header, and it flexes with the ground. As you can see as we go, it's adjusting. Now there are a couple of options. Actually, I meant to show you that, sorry. Do apologise. On the direct disc we can have it standard like that, or like that, with the kind of side cutters for making sure if you've got a crop that's kind of sticking out on the edges, you can trim it up nice and neatly as you go along. Something I meant to mention on the tractors and I completely forgot. This is more relevant if you're adding bits of equipment and stuff on now. In the pallet box now, the class colours have been added into the palette box of colours, so you get the class green, the red and the white are also available. So if you are going to be putting peripheral equipment onto this, or any of the bits of machinery, you can colour match with the class equipment now as well, which is pretty handy. So coming back out from there, let's turn this on. Oh, hang on, so it would be a good idea. Cover open, there we go. So as you can see, we are now cutting the grass with the front disc, and we're putting that. Well, it still says grass, and it's still one of my little bugbears, I'll be honest with you. It's going through a forage harvester, therefore it's being chopped and diced and sliced in all different directions. That should now be classed as chaff, but it's fine, it's grass going in the back. We are mowing, we are collecting. So that's the Jaguar 980. I mean, that's slightly high horsepower. I'd imagine 884 horsepower for doing this small trailer and putting grass in it. But that is the direct disc 500 header doing its job. The header trailer for the direct disc is just over here. Oddly, some of the headers, the header trailers, are more slots than the actual headers themselves. It's bizarre how that works out, but that's the header trailer for the direct disc. Right, bear with me 1 second. So we have another one of the 980 930s just over here, but what we're going to have a look at next is the next forage harvester, which is the class 960. This is the TerraTrack. Now the TerraTrack and the new Lexion have got a newly textured 3D kind of track It looks incredible. Look at that. That is amazing. Very, very cool indeed. So this is the one I've been waiting for. I'm desperately trying to find a model of one of these for my shelf. Now, we had the two Orbis headers I kind of talked about. These are your corn headers. You've got the Orbis 750 and the Orbis 900, 7.5 metre and 9 metre respectively. The cab inside is pretty much the same. It's just got the TerraTrax. It's a slightly longer version of it. Less horsepower. I mean, obviously that one goes up through a selection of horsepowers. This one is set on 1 horsepower bracket. So what we'll do is go back and we'll have a look. So the Jaguar 960 TerraTrax. This one is 44 slots, so a little bit better than the 50 slots, but still fairly high. A little bit more expensive because the TerraTrax it's running on as well. Options available are for the back tyres, because the tracks stay as they are. We can have Mitas, we can have Trelleborg, we can have Michelin's. And then pipe, we've got, I think, only 2 options on this one. We've got standard or long pipe. That's what I was thinking of the other one. So standard or long are your 2 options available for there. 476,000. Fairly expensive. This one will run at 626 horsepower, and that horsepower is not adjustable on this one. That is what you get. Now again, as far as trailers and hookups go, I've got one over here hooked up to the Flegel dolly. So if you want to put semi-trailers on the back of this for doing your forage work, for doing your chaffing, it will work. It hooks up very, very nicely. I have tried it on the Randon trailer, and just to show you what I meant about the colour palette, I have got the class green and the class red on the Randon sugarcane trailer. And it will hook up to this as well, so we might as well have a bit of a demo. Why not? Let's do it in this one. I think I went with the long pipe option on this one. I've got the Orbis 900 open. Now obviously you can run alongside these. You don't have to have a trailer on the back of it. You can run alongside it and it will unload into it. You set a worker and off it goes. Or you can do it like this, and I should have really got that out of the way. That's not too much of a problem. Let's start it up. Now same options are available. We've got beacons on top. We've got our lights. We cycle through. Pipe in and out. Incredibly neat mod. I like it a lot. I'm wondering if I put the pipe down, will I be able to see that rear... Nope, still can't see it. That rear mirror. Now someone asked me about horns the other day actually. It's not too bad. It's not that like little peep peep like Thomas the Tank Engine, but it's still not. You want a deep throaty. But anyway, that's the horn. Pipe out. Let's turn it on. And like I say, these 2 Orbis headers will fit on either of these. And away we go. I do really like the tracks. It's a fantastic looking bit of kit. Works brilliantly. Plenty of oomph. No problem whatsoever doing what it's doing. 9 metre header means you're going to clear a nice old patch as you go along too. I love the fact we've got this edition of the class stuff. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, I don't like it, and you know, it's not their thing. They don't like class as a manufacturer. But I've always said with mods and with this kind of stuff, it's great having new stuff in game. It freshens it all up. When you're doing let's plays, storytelling, narratives, or you're playing yourself, it's nice to use different bits of machinery, different bits of equipment, unless you're obsessed with one particular brand and you stick with it all the time. But there you go. So that's the Jaguar 960, and that's with the Orbis header on the front. I haven't shown you the pickup, but it's good to know it does hook up to other trailers as well. Like I say, I just think it's a beautiful bit of machinery. It looks awesome. Those tracks, wow. Unfortunately, much as I don't want to move on, I need to move on. So, the first of our harvesters rather than forage harvesters. Bear with me 1 second. So in front of me here we've got the Class Tucano 580. This is the first of our what I would consider to be a standard harvester. Like I say, don't have the bonus pack yet, so I haven't got the Dominator, but this is the smaller of the 2 that we get kind of standard. This will set you back 35 slots, and it comes with a few bits and bobs with it. We get the Vario 770 header. That's your standard crop header. It comes with a 770 header trailer. The header is, I want to get this right, 6 slots. The header trailer is 12, which is interesting because it doesn't, I mean, I don't know, but there you go, yes, 12 slots. And then there's also, we've got the, I want to make sure I get this one right as well. This is the Corio header. This is the Corio 875 FC corn header. This looks awesome when it unfolds. These are compatible with the I want to get the manufacturer right, the Capello headers as well. So if I show you just very quickly, if I go with the Capello header, for example, I think I might have got one for the larger harvester. If I go to main colour and scroll down, there you go, you've got class green, class white and the class red. So if I wanted to change that, I can have that class coloured. So those will fit as well. It's just, you know, this is the one it comes with. This is a very, very nice looking harvester. So under harvesters, well, I'm going to go in through class, but this would normally be under harvesters. Let's scroll across till we get to it. This is, did I say 35 slots? 348,000, tank capacity of 11,000 litres, 381 horsepower. This will do what I consider your standard crops, your grain crops. And it looks awesome. We've got an option to change from Trelleborgs, which are on wides, Michelins, which are standards, Mitas, which are also wides, and you can't change the options on those. That's as it comes. So it depends if you want wides or kind of standards as your option. And that's it. That's what you get. But it's very, very cool. So let's jump on board. Start it up. Beacons or beacon lights. I think there's lights on the pipe as well. That's obviously put that light on at the back now, but when that pipe opens, like so, it takes the light with it. I do like it when the auger pipe has a light on it, makes life so much easier. We can open her up. He says. Like so, ladder moves around, top opens up, exposing the auger, and we are good to go. I'm just going to hook up to this header. The Corio 875. So that's your corn header. Let's open this up. I'll show you what I mean. It's just wow, wow. Look at that, how it unpacks. That wasn't just an animation done for the reveal trailer. That's how it unfolds. Now this one doesn't come with a header trailer because it folds up, it's fairly small anyway, and it collapses up. The larger one that comes with the Lexion doesn't. That has its own header trailer. But that's nice, I like that. Drop that down and disconnect. In cab, very, very cool. We've got the same options up here for lights, so we can scroll through our light options. Turn them off. Beacon option, we can see our beacons on and off. Visibility is pretty good. Let's take the header off the trailer. The reel is adjustable on the headers, most of them are now in game. So L1 and right stick, there we go. L1 and right stick up and down, in and out, or forwards and backwards depending on how you want to look at it to suit your crop. That is just aesthetics, that won't have any impact on the actual harvesting itself. And let's have a go. Looks great, sounds great. We are swath dropping, and we're looking on the auger. Buttery smooth animations. Looks great. I love the fact you can see through the window into the drive as well. And from in cab. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Let's just stop that. What I'm going to do, let's just open up our options and let's disable straw swath. Let's wait for straw to go. That raises that section up, changes it slightly so that when we go again, that will now spray it all out the back rather than leave a swath. Like so. That's a nice harvester. Very, very nice indeed. Right. Which brings me on to the one that a lot of people have been waiting for. I know I have. Since the reveal. So, without further ado, the class Lexion 8900 or 8900. I did grab a brochure for this from Rickaby in Carlisle. The details on it are incredible. Larger drum sizes, changes to all sorts of bits and bobs inside this bit of kit. This is innovative. Class built this from the ground up. This wasn't a kind of an evolution of a harvest. I mean, it is an evolution in so much as all the technology they've learnt and understood, but this wasn't one where they've just changed it and altered a few bits. This is a ground up design. Incredible bit of kit. 10% more throughput. New rotor concaves. It's got what's called an APS Synflow hybrid system inside. Hydraulic threshing, 755mm drum, so it's got a 26% bigger drum, 37% bigger drum feed. The engine's been changed, it's far more efficient. Large working width, 18,000 litre grain tank, which puts this at the largest in its category now. The Fendt Ideal was 17,100, this is 18,000 litres. I mean, there's a thing called telematics as well in the real world on this thing. Let's start it up. A thing called telematics. A lot of companies, kind of sports car companies, kind of started doing it a while ago, where a lot of the machinery now is hooked up, linked back to via computer and whatnot, back to Harsewinkel in Germany, the headquarters. I was talking to the guys up at Rickaby class who said what will happen is if an operator's using one of these machines out in the field and there's a problem, it will ping information back to Harsewinkel, back to the dealer. Harsewinkel's computers will ping it to the dealer and say there's a problem, there's an issue, this needs adjusting, it could be a maintenance problem, whatever it might be. The guys at the dealership will go out to the farm, and what will often happen is the farmer won't know necessarily there's a problem with his machine until the guys from the dealership turn up and tell him, we got a warning, an error message or whatever it is, we've come to fix your machine. That's incredible. That is just amazing technology. Again, 3D tracks on this. The modelling of it's a really lovely looking machine as well. Looks absolutely fantastic. It's a beast. It's big. Now this also comes with a selection of kit that goes with it. As you might expect, we've got a corn header, we've got a standard header. The standard header is the Convio 1230, which is just there. Then we've got the corn header, which is the Corio 1275. I'm not quite sure how this has ended up all squashed up here. That's not how I left all this. That's weird. Like I said though, the Capello headers will fit. I've got this one set with the class green. That's the big HS16. That's a 12 metre header. That will go on and fit no problem at all. So before we start driving this around and having a look at the beautiful piece of machinery, let's have a look at it in here. So Lexion 8900, 8900, 18,000 litre capacity, 790 horsepower. This will set you back, how many slots was this? 37, which isn't too bad. The Tucano was 35, this one's 37. The 1230 header is 8 slots, the trailer for the header is 12 slots, the Corio corn header is 4 slots, and the Corio trailer for the header is 12. I don't know why the header trailer is so much more. Options available? None. You get what you get, and let's be honest, you get a lot, so it doesn't really matter. Very, very long auger pipe on that. Very cool. Like I say, got the Convio 1230. Again, no options on that. That's a 12.3 metre header. There's no long draper headers for these. The Ideal doesn't have a long draper header either, interestingly. The 1230 trailer, and then we've got the Corio header for 79 grand, and then we've got the Corio header trailer that goes with that. So, let's have a look, shall we? Inside. Very nice, nice big screens, plenty of mirrors. Again, lighting system up on there. It's quite common now on all the class stuff. I like that. Beacon, indicator, which is cool. So, beacons, lights, and one on the auger pipe as well. Let's open that all up. The 18,000 litre tank. Wow. You get right in close on this as well, which I like as well. Again, those 3D tracks. Oh, that's brilliant. Look at the detail in there. So, let's hook it up to a header. Sounds awesome, hang on. It's a lovely model, it really is. Yeah, I think it probably needs to have a larger head. Well, I said probably needs to. Interestingly, I was watching. Let's just watch this go for a minute. I was watching Welker Farms the other night, and they've got their two 8230 Case 8230 harvesters, and they were lent. Look at that. That's brilliant. I like that. We're doing soybean in this field, so there's no swath to drop. But I love the fact it flicks that side to side. That's a cool animation. Yeah, they were lent by the Case dealer, a Case 8250, which is the latest one. It's 2019, and they said that was harvesting so much quicker than their 8230s that it was lapping them. It had a smaller header. They run drapers, and it had a smaller header, but because of the increased speed it could run at, it didn't matter because it was still harvesting far more crops. So I suppose it depends on what speed you're running them. But that's a lovely, lovely looking combine. I've had a bit of a fiddle around with these, obviously, because I've been doing the Farming Simulator League, and I've been lucky enough to go, and they've had the test games and stuff like that for people to have a look at, the game shows and things like that. So I've had a bit of a play, but not on me. You know, it's nice when you're on your own console. You're sitting there, you know. And like I say, I can't thank Giants enough for kind of hooking me up. For sorting me out. I can't thank Rickaby enough for all the class stuff I've done with them. My vlogs and things I've done with class Rickaby up in Carlisle. Such amazing people, but that looks just fantastic. Detailing is incredible. Look at it all. Wow. Normally with harvesters and stuff you can't zoom in this close. Very cool. So there we go. That's the class Lexion 8900. Wow. And that's our harvesters. That's the 4 harvesters section. This is part 2 of the class Platinum expansion, or Platinum edition if you've bought it as part of the game. Hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.